This is something that recently just popped up about 22 hours ago on the Reddit Squared Circle page. And it's footage of George Hackenschmidt, one of the fathers of professional wrestling, from a match from 1908. So, is older wrestling better? We're going to check that out. Let's go watch a match from 1908. All right, they might not have sound to this. For those who don't know, George Hackenschmidt is basically the father of modern wrestling as we know it today. God, look at that physique back then. I love his gear too. Very simple. I still like that he has belt loops on. Does he wear belts? Oh, that's right. Wrestling back in the day had bouts. Look at that. Everybody dressed up, suit and ties, ready to go out to watch the wrestling match. And it was just like a mat on the floor back then. That is insane. All right, shake hands. They must be Ring of Honor fans. Good to see. A little collar and elbow tie up. Not a lot's changed. Oh. Now, I'm not sure of the rules of wrestling from 1908. I don't know if they differ than the modern wrestling rule. But let's see. Nice collar and elbow, getting head control there, back of the neck. Look at that. Look, it's so interesting to watch this. Like, they're just sitting right there on the floor. I mean, at eye level with these guys. These were like the first marks, like these guys right here. What I find kind of funny about this, right, is obviously we're just starting the match here. But this back in the day was like the pinnacle. George Hackenschmidt, for those who don't know, was like the pinnacle of wrestling back in the day. He was like your Bryan Danielson. I would say like Dean Malenko. He was a real good technician in the ring. I guess not even a ring, the mat, right? And I find this interesting how far wrestling has actually evolved. That this was like groundbreaking, hard-hitting stuff back in the day. Yeah, we're starting from episode 1 of wrestling. John Cena does not come on for a long time. He lost his shoe. Ref! Oh, man, that's a good They could have used the distraction bit there. The ref wasn't paying attention. That might be like the first instance of that. Super weird that, like, it's like a dress shoe. They're wrestling in dress shoes. I don't know what I expected, but, like, look at the shoes that these cats are wearing in the ring and like the shoes that they're wearing outside. I don't know. I guess they had work boots back then. I'm not sure. Somebody smart me up on shoes back in the day. No. Yeah, there's zero sound of it. Oh, threw him outside the ring. Ref, get him in. 10 count. I like that the mat was a rectangle back in the day. It wasn't even a squared circle yet. For those who are just joining us, we're watching a remastered copy of a George Hackenschmidt match from 1908. Might be one of the first recorded wrestling matches. At least this is the oldest recorded wrestling match I've ever seen. It's so funny to watch this, and like nowadays people like complain wrestling looks too fake. These guys would have lost their mind over a vertical suplex. Like, they would have been like, that's the fakest thing imaginable. How are you going to pick somebody up over your head straight up in the air? How are you going to do that? So back in the day, this was also like, I think this might be this is shoot wrestling too. This is not worked wrestling. I don't think we started working wrestling in the United States until like the 1930s. But I could be wrong about that. Could be wrong. I love the referee walking around. He's got his hands in his pockets. That's so funny. Wow. So they had bouts. I don't know how long certain bouts are. Somebody's got some information on how they scored these things, how they did any of the stuff back in the day. Let me know. Trying to get that arm control. So you're kind of understanding maybe why professional wrestling has changed over the years, which is fine. I don't think this is selling out MSG in the year 2024. Like, if you went to a WWE show and you saw this, you'd be like, okie dokie. Let's see. Lazy Pug Film says, this looks worked. I think they started working matches in the early 1900s. Okay. Maybe I was wrong about the 1930s. Maybe that's when people started like asking questions. Like, wait, is this worked? What's going on here? Come on, the fans are there. It's a very like Japanese-esque crowd back in the day. They're all sitting respectfully, quietly watching the moves here. But I don't see anybody doing it. No big pops here. I wonder what the finish is. Like, what's the finish of an old school match? Is it like a headlock takeover? Like, that's got to be like a finishing move back in the day. Ooh, he's bleeding. He got color, I think. The slightly tanner guy. And I think Hackenschmidt's I think Hackenschmidt is the smaller, paler guy. Or the tanner guy is. I'm not sure who that is. We'll look at it later. But for those who don't know, when they first started working wrestling, before it was a worked match, they would actually like go out and actually like wrestle each other as you're like typical as you're seeing. But they would go like some of these matches would go on for like an hour. And then eventually the wrestlers were like, you know what? If we kind of stage this, we can both get paid and maybe only wrestle for like 20 minutes. What do you say? And I think that's a great idea. Like, work smarter, not harder. Yeah, Misty, we started episode 1, season 1 of pro wrestling. I can't wait till we get to Superstar Billy Graham in like 10 years. We're gonna watch everything. I like this guy in the corner with the vest on and the bow tie. He's leaning into it. He's getting into it. All these guys like are very interested. They're leaning forward. They're all watching. Very respectfully, though, it seems. Obviously, there's no sound. I don't know when they first put sound in movies, but I don't know if it was 1908 and they used that technology at a wrestling. Uh-oh, he's going for the pin. Get the pin. Watch that shoulder. Get that shoulder down. Get that shoulder. Oh, he's grabbing the ref. He's grabbing the mat. He's grabbing the mat, ref. Come on. Get in there, ref. Do your job. Oh, look at that position. Look at his left knee bent up under him, giving him enough support to keep that shoulder off the mat. A true professional. That's got to be tough with someone's entire body weight on you like that. Grapevining the leg. Okay, referee's in position for the pin. I'm sorry, but the modern day referee's got nothing on this guy. Look at him. He's down there. He's looking every inch of it. What's crazy, too, is they're just like wrestling. They get him? Oh, big pop. He got him. He got him. He got him. Nice win. Nice win. Nice respectful claps. Oh, we got something different, too. All right, this is a different setup. Oh, there's a big cup. Look at that cup in the middle. Look at that cup. That's a big trophy. I wish we still did trophies like that. I know they do it in Japan, but I'd still love to have a big trophy. Not like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. That thing's goofy. Like, give me a big cup. Like, make it feel like we won the Champions League after a wrestling match. DJ Lee in the comments says, as someone who did collegiate wrestling, this is fun to see. Yeah, it is fun. It is interesting, but I totally get why we've changed things. I like the double press signs, just in case you weren't sure. And below the middle press sign, there seems to be like an advertisement or something. Oh, they're like on a stage. There's those like wires in the front of the scene here, like down here, that like, so you don't go in front. I think that's like maybe there's a full audience behind them. Basically, the hard cam's not filming most of the audience, but it does look like a packed house. Another respectful crowd. Quiet. Obviously. Down. The referee, though, does look like he's about to go on a... the referee in the middle by the press sign over here behind me. He looks like he's about to go on safari. This is... Oh, he's barefoot. They're not wearing shoes. What I was going to say earlier, though, I do find it funny that it's just like a mat on a wooden stage. And I understand why they're not taking bumps. I'm waiting for somebody to throw a super kick, though. Reminds me a lot of the Greco-Roman wrestling from the Olympics. Yeah, it does feel that way. I wonder who the Jim Cornette of the time was. When they started doing stuff in the 1930s and it became like, for those who don't know, and I made a video about this, about the creation of kayfabe previously, and there was a group called the Gold Dust Trio, and they were like the first ones who were like, we should like work these matches and tell stories, and they did that. And I bet when they first did that, there were people who like came out and were just like, they're really killing the business. Like they're doing too much showboating. It doesn't look real. And we've always had those guys throughout history. Jim Cornette's this generation's guy. But back then, I just wonder what the 1909 or 1930s Jim Cornette would say about wrestling as it kept changing. When does Roman Reigns show up? I don't know. I think that's like on season... Probably like season 120 or 119. I think he's on this season 119 of wrestling, so we got a little bit to go through here. Under that middle press sign, there does seem to be a on-ring advertisement for something. It looks like there's something written in like a fancy script, and maybe that's the first like pro wrestling advertisement. You know me, I'm not a big advertiser. I don't like advertising my pro wrestling. It's everywhere now, but I guess it was back then too. Come on, boys. I want to see a DDT. Let me see a DDT. If you did a DDT back then, it would... I can only imagine sending a luchador back in this time and like working a match. It would be essentially like Marty McFly after he plays Johnny B. Good in the 1950s to that prom. Like, you may not understand this, but your kids are going to love it. Oh, they have 3 refs here. Oh, that one's getting in the way. Jesus, this guy is just... Got him? He got him? You got him. Good win. Good win. Pick him up. Shake his hand. Love it. That is the Ring of Honor way. Yeah, so they're big Ring of Honor fans, I guess. The average jobber would wreck everybody. Yeah, they would. I mean, these guys... assuming this was still... Before wrestling became very predetermined, right? This might still be predetermined wrestling, which is fine. But like these guys were still athletes, and people had jobs back then where you didn't sit in front of a computer all day. Oh, look at that. Look at that face lock. Look at that front face lock he's got him in. Early knee pads. He's got guy on the left here, I think that's Hackenschmidt, has like taped up knees like an old grappler. I love to see that. But I do like the barefoot. Now his opponent does seem to have more like boots on, like working boots, which is cool to see. As opposed to like the dress shoes. I couldn't imagine being a wrestler back then, let alone like, I gotta have a match. Where are my penny loafers? Where are my penny loafers? I gotta go put George Hackenschmidt on his back. I'm in the way. I'll make myself smaller. There you go. Who would be the funniest person to transport back in time? Kurt Angle would be cool. I think Kurt Angle would love to go back in the day. If you put Kurt Angle back in the day of like old Olympic wrestling, he would freak everybody out. Like, the sport keeps changing, so he would be doing stuff that people are like, I'm sorry, what? A neck stand? No, we don't. What are you doing? Also, I think it would be very funny. I think Moxley would like to go back in time. I think Moxley would be fun to put in here. Now, he wouldn't be able... I don't think he'd be able to grapple with these guys, right? I don't think. Oh, is that a low blow? No. Oh, he sat on his chest. He sat on his chest. Oh, the butt strike. He hit him with a hip attack. This is a 1908 hip attack. Brock Lesnar would be funny as well to send back in time. Yeah. Bobby Lashley too, because Bobby Lashley would be able to do everything that Brock Lesnar can do with a lot of these guys, but also like, I think it'd be funny for Bobby Lashley to go back and just dominate all these old guys. I think it'd be hilarious. They'd also be like, oh my God, we've never seen a man with a physique like that. Oh. The disqualification because he sat on his tummy? Oh, he's done. He pooped his pants? This match has been called off because a tummy was hurt. That's what that guy went out and said. Last bout, Hackenschmidt. Okay, cool. All right, so we're back to this other place. Now, this might be this... No, this is different, because the other one had, like, the press box. There's that advertisement again. There's that advertisement again I was telling you about. It's in the corner now. All right, we're back to shoes. Back to shoes. See, there are different shoes. He's got dress shoes on, when the other guy here has more working boot. Yeah, DJ, considering, yeah, Bobby Lashley wouldn't have been treated well back then. I guess these guys, like, you get dressed up, you make a night of it, you and the boys, you get the fellas together, you say, we're going to go watch George Hackenschmidt wrestle. You go and get some steaks, or, I don't know, what are they eating back in 1908? Meat and potatoes, unseasoned. And you and the boys got ringside seats, floorside seats. Those are literally floor seats. Uh-oh. The projectionist is messing it up. Is he splicing in footage? Like Fight Club? Damn. I mean, it is from 1908. It's film, too, so, like, it's pretty fragile. Let's jump ahead. That is annoying. Okay, here we go. Try to get the arm control. This feels more akin to, like, UFC when they get on the mat nowadays than this does pro wrestling to me. Might work themselves into a shoot. No, these guys might work themselves into a... These guys might shoot themselves into a work, man. I truly believe that, like, it was just a matter of, let's just not be so hard on our bodies. Let's script the match. Let's go out there. Wish there was more media about wrestling in the early 1900s. Yeah, Frank Gotch. Yeah, Frank Gotch is pretty... But back in the day, this was seen as like an oddity still, right? I mean, I guess in this feels more sportsy, right? They're at a full-on, like, this is a stage. It's nice. There's like some nice wood over there. There's a little door. This is probably like where they do play. And that's where like casting comes out. Oh, flip him. Get him. No strikes back in the day. It's basically an ROH Pure match. DJ Myers, this is what Cornette wants wrestling to be. Yeah, this is what he wants, which is so funny to me. You look at like the wrestling from the 1980s and like especially tag teams like the Rock and Roll Express, like they're doing so much. They're doing so much, all things considered, and based off what they used to do. It's just the natural progression of things. There you go. Get him. No. Nice roll to the stomach. A lot of cross faces going. A lot of holds. Roll him over. Funny enough to me, this is the type of stuff Daniel Bryan Danielson would do, like, if they just allowed him, like, you guys can go wrestle whatever kind of match you want. He's like, I want to have an old school Hackenschmidt match where we wrestle and try to just put each other on our backs, like each other's back. Damn, those boots have like a wooden heel on it too. You know you're getting kicked in the shin. I would love to get a group of people to go to an indie show and everyone do suits and ties. Let's do just one independent show. Like, we'll get this channel rolling and get it bigger, and then one day we're going to do a meetup at an indie event. I don't know which one. We'll pick one if and when that time comes. And we're all going to go in suits and ties. We're all going to go like old school wrestling, be very respectful, watch it, but watch it in suits and ties. Gathering in the hall to have a gentleman's match. Yeah, I think that would be funny. Working that arm. God, look at the back on that man. Huge. For some reason, I felt like this was like filmed in Turkey, I want to say. I saw like the beginning. I think I saw like the article at Turkey. Working that arm still. Get him around. This is just interesting to watch. Like, this is what wrestling used to be. And look, it's a full house. Now, is the hard cam side filled? You know, I'm sure you had, not internet wrestling nerds back in the day. What do you call them? They were tabloids. They were reading the papers, and they were like, I saw a picture that it was empty behind the hard cam for Hackenschmidt. Hackenschmidt can't draw a dime. Kurt Angle would have never lost in this era. That's true. That is true. But also, if Kurt Angle broke his neck in this era, like, he wouldn't be walking around. Be like, there's nothing we can do for the boy. We gotta put him down. Come on. Get him over. Get him over. Get him over. Here you go. He's got him. Referee, count it. Referee, come on. Get in there, ref. There it is. It's over. 5-star. 1909 Dave Meltzer. 5-star. Matt on the floor classic. It's crazy. All right. Look at him. Look at the lad. Look at the lad. Oh my God. He's ripped to the gills back in the day. Woo! Show him off. Eat your heart out, Hulkster. Look at the lats on the lad's lats are insane. All right. Oh, he's making him dance too. Jeez. Oh, he's gonna get the trophy. Give him the strap. Give him the strap. Let's go. Your winner tonight in a hellacious bout, George Hackenschmidt. Mad in my own commentary. That's how everybody talks back. Give him this. That's the small one. He came out in street. They come out in street clothes. No, man, you got to wear your merch. Where's your t-shirts? You got to go. He was probably at the gimmick table selling his merch. That's why he wasn't there. End of it. All right, what was this? This was the match. Hackenschmidt versus Rogers. Today's big match. This afternoon at 2:30, George Rogers of America had the honor of meeting George Hackenschmidt at the Oxford Music Hall in London to wrestle 3 falls for the championship of the world and 100 pounds aside. $100 in 1908 money. 100 pounds sterling. And predictions were rife. The meeting would produce the most sensational duel ever fought on the mat. Contestants even reached the stock exchange. The contest had even reached the stock exchange where 2 members of the house were prominent members of the NSC backed their faith by marking up a decent wager on the result. Oh wow, so they were sports gambling on it? Oh dude, that's insane. Sports gambling on ancient wrestling. Hackenschmidt was age 30 at the time. Rogers was 26. This is the tale of the tape. The height George Hackenschmidt, 5'8". I wonder if that's a real height or if that's working height, baby. And then you had Rogers was 6'2". Weights in stone. I don't know what your made up British weights mean. That doesn't make any sense. 52-inch chest on Hackenschmidt being 5'8", and a 53-inch chest on the 6'2" Rogers is insane. Oh, they had ankle. They had ankle weight. Oh, Hackenschmidt. They did not measure Hackenschmidt's ankles. They didn't have it. That's. This was filmed. I don't know why I thought this was Turkey. Footage was produced in 1908 by the Charles Urban Trading Company, key player in the early film history. Unfortunately, little else is known about this production. This was in England. I was way off about Turkey. I don't know if I got Turkey. Yeah. Crazy. The Holy Grail, George Hackenschmidt. Really cool watch. Thanks for watching it with me. Let's move on to some modern things here.